We're fucking live. We're local. We are the Kansas City boys.
We are
And
Kansas City
welcome
boys.
to our podcast. We are going to be quiet, gentle, and sensual.
We're going to be passionate lovers during this time.
Psych!
That was cool. That sounded cool in the background. They won't catch that, but that sounded cool.
No, but did I scare him?
You scared me.
I'm scared.
All right. And today's subject of
Well, introduce.
the introductions you say. They don't know who we are.
I don't
Like
know
we're
who.
only doing this for 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 viewers.
Let's
Who am
start
I?
down there with Blue Clover himself.
Hi, my name's Connor.
Hi, Connor.
What are we in AA? I'm getting flashbacks, dude. This is Connor Sheen. I'm Kyle. This is Chase.
My name is Chase.
Why'd you
Shut
say my
up,
full
Kyle.
government?
because
None of you guys said your government names?
Oh yeah.
I don't
my
know.
name is
Connor Sheen sounds tight. I just like saying it.
My name is Chase Higgins.
My name is Esteban Lomas,
Kyle Allen.
and we're the KC boys.
Steven, what are we doing?
Yeah, what do you got for us today?
We
dude?
all have that friend that is just does the stupidest stuff, says the stupidest stuff, misquotes crap all the time. I'm talking, I'll be right back. No, motherfucker, it's I'll be back. But I digress. Shout out Miguel.
I have friends, yeah.
Yeah, what happens when that's all of us, though? Now, you said everybody has that one friend.
What
What if
happens-
we're all of
What
them?
happens when your friend group is all vying for the stupidest friend of that group?
I already know you're imagining that friend right now. Now imagine a whole group of those friends, and that's us, the stupid people.
I
of
am the
group.
village idiot. But
So-
also, so are they.
With that being said, the subject today is just stupid stuff we've done, said, just overall stupidity in general.
Of the dumbest variety.
And on one hand, you have all the dumb things I've done. And on the other hand, you have all the smart choices I've made. There's not very many of those.
You know that pro tip I gave before about look at the camera, look at your camera? I'm over here looking at the live camera.
There's
I
so
did a
many
bad
cameras,
job.
I don't know what's going on.
Where
But,
am I?
Who wants to start with a stupid story? Fine, I'll do it. In college, I was known for being mischievous, to say the least.
And like the dean knew you, not because of your grades.
Yeah.
The dean, the local authorities.
Steven, you went to UCM, right?
Sir, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Wait, were
wasn't
you
going to
guys
say
over there at
that
the same
part
time?
because now they're going to track down my stupidity.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Hold on, the statute of
You just
limitations.
he just doxed you, dude.
No, the statute of limitations have expired. So you're free and clear, Steven. Anything you did at UCM, you can tell us
I
about.
did a lot of stupid stuff
Plus,
in
they
college.
kicked you out. So, yeah.
In my semester of college, I did a lot of stupid stuff.
He only halfway got. They aggressively suggested that he
hands,
just
brother.
simply leave.
Yeah. To start, me and my bad influence of a buddy, I won't say his name.
His name was Dash.
It's not a real. It's not a real name, anyways.
We would impersonate campus security,
Safe team.
safe team to get into shenanigans, get into places we weren't supposed to be. And let's
Hold on,
just
this
say.
is a bunch of 18. This is like 2 18, 19-year-olds impersonating campus security.
Yeah, so
Did you
what
guys have like badges or?
we had a badge, and it was so bad. It was literally Dollar General toy set
Hold
for
on.
kids with the shiny plastic badges. So the technique was, we're campus security, put it away quickly. So they weren't to see it. But that eventually led to my demise.
There's
of
a little
college.
psychological trick there because people respond to authority, and
Yeah,
it's easier to just say, "Oh, okay, yeah, what can I do?"
Hold on,
It's
Is this a
true.
federal offense? Impersonating?
Statute of limitations.
They're not real officers, anyways.
I mean,
please.
it's incredible how stupid college students are.
What would you use that sort of leverage, that technique? What would you do telling people you're campus safe team?
I mean, we heard about underground tunnels and stuff that were like closed off. We would use that authority to, access rooms that would lead to those places. At one point, we made our way into a room and we were trying to tear down the door was boarded off. We were trying to tear it down, get in there to explore into the city. But stuff like that, I got into.
Nothing overtly destructive, just
I got into storage rooms I wasn't supposed to be in to take things I shouldn't have. There was this one kid that was in Ellis dorm room, I believe. They had their own gym. I was like, I'm campus security. I need to see what's behind this door, just out of pure curiosity. And he was like, yeah, sure, go ahead. And I was like, before I go in there, there's dust bunnies in all these corners. Clean that shit up. He was like, sir, yes, sir. So that got him away. I'm 18, 19-year-old myself. He's probably a junior in college.
What the fuck?
But anyway.
They punked him to let him into the room and then punked him
And
to
while
clean.
I'm here,
It probably wasn't even a dust bunny inside. But anyway, I get back into the room and we're just exploring because it was a storage room. We wanted to know what was back there, and it was big. I found this really cool bike that wasn't registered. And so what I did was
It was a relic.
we left through the back door, kept it propped open, came back later, got the bike, and that was my bike for college.
Bicycle?
Bicycle.
So you're a thief.
Yeah.
transportation.
I was influenced to do that. And I blame Dash, who would just steal bikes left and right. So it was a campus. We had a lot of walking to do. We had multiple jobs. We would travel all over the city. And
Part-time security officer.
There was something, Steven, I can't remember what it was, but you were telling me the story, but actually I'm just joking. I remember it. I was there. Were you carrying a bike on the elevator and they said, you can't have a bike in here? And you said, safe team. And you,
of course.
and then you just stood there awkwardly and they were just like,
I flashed the badge and they can't say nothing.
his bike is in class, like leaning on his desk.
Yeah, so, I mean, we would take registered, there'd be set up on the bike things, and we would just use them to get to the next spot, keep them there. Sometimes I wanted to bring it to class with me. But, yeah, I got away with a lot of things because of that badge.
That's pretty incredible and pretty fucking stupid.
A 25-cent badge, yeah.
Steven went to UCM for a semester. I went to UCM for half a semester. I remember Steven had the swipes for the lunch, for the cafeteria, for the mess hall. What do you call it?
I don't know.
Todd.
Todd Hall?
Yeah, so he had the unlimited swipes. So he would go in and then hand me the card through the window, or unnecessarily, sometime I would just crawl beneath the desk while he was swiping and flirting. I would literally crawl. There'd be like 30 people walking, and I would just crawl like a little kid sneaking in to get food.
Because you said you went there for half a semester. You didn't actually go there. You just went.
Oh, I didn't go to college.
You just went to stay with Steven.
I wasn't enrolled, but I was still going to classes. This is the schedule. We would wake up, go work out, breakfast, workout, class, workout.
Yeah.
And
lunch.
You didn't attend the school as a student.
I was not enrolled.
You just
I was not
attended
paying.
the school.
I attended the class, and I was even answering questions. The
Yeah,
teacher
he was
The teacher
interacting.
would be asking questions, and nobody would raise their hand. Like, you guys suck. So I would be talking with the teacher. He'd be like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Oh, yeah, so we had a lot of relationships built up to where we could get away with a lot of stuff, and then whenever we couldn't, we would just sneak it.
Yeah.
I was going to say, we should just clarify this. To do this stupid stuff, you have to build relationships with the teachers, with the security officers, with the lunch ladies. And we've been doing this since high school.
Finessing.
Correct.
Yeah.
You have to mostly be nice. You have to be nice and good 99% of the time, mischievous in a nice way.
I remember even in like high school, kids would get mad at me like, "How you getting away? How you not in trouble? How you not getting kicked out of school?" It's like,
Trickery.
dude, I'm over here flirting with the teachers, with the principal.
Everybody
this,
could
that,
get
the
it.
Third, I'm in my what's the class called where you cook food?
Yep.
The class where you cook food, I'm making meals for my teachers, bringing them back to my teachers, so for future events that I can
future.
get away with stuff.
Call that an
Come on,
investment.
it's all about-
One perk to doing that is, especially with the lunch ladies, I would flirt with the lunch lady, didn't matter who it was, and they would, every time I would come up, they would accidentally slip and wrongly cut the pizza to where my slice of pizza was like triple the size of everybody else.
It's a cursive slice of pizza, straight line here. Yeek, 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 yeek.
Happened 9 times out of 10, and I always felt bad for the kid that had like the really tiny piece. But them kids didn't eat all their food anyway.
Right.
Trust me, I know.
Yep.
Steven, you're kind of built like a lunch lady.
With the hips
It's
don't
true.
lie.
It's true.
But before we get off the college subject, this idiot Dash he's the one who influenced me to do this. First of all, I never stole a registered bike. But
Right? What are you talking about? Registered?
you would have to literally register your bike, and then if someone stole it, they could track it down,
At
put a
UCM,
claim.
there was a bike registration.
I went there and I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I went there too, and I knew
Because you
that.
weren't stealing bikes, you didn't have to learn it.
So he would help himself to a bike. You literally yank it off the lock. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Give me the bike, and then he'd do it to the other one, and we'd ride off
And
to our
then you were
next
like,
class.
well, someone else stole this. It would be a
So don't
waste
say
not
I
to
ne-
ride it.
Don't say I never stole. Well, I mean, technically, yeah.
I mean, we needed to get to work. We had like 3 jobs.
Steven,
But-
what was the final straw at UCM?
Well, hold on. Let me get to the point. This boy, This boy dashed up so many bikes. There was a vacant dorm room on our floor, and this idiot I didn't have a lot to do with it, but only a little bit, dozens of bikes stashed away in an abandoned dorm, a vacant dorm, and then had the nerve to get upset when someone found it and returned all the bikes.
At one point when I was with Steven and Dash, they went to some security office to report their stolen bike that they had stolen.
Okay, that's a very good
They
point.
had the audacity to go report that I have my bike here, it's stolen, blah, blah, and it was a bike they had already
Yeah,
stolen.
guys are
No,
criminals.
no, that's untrue. So after all of our bikes got restolen and given back to their owners, we had a tandem bike.
Don't say re-stolen, found.
Found it.
Returned.
We had a 2-seater bike that we would ride around and get to where we got to go because we didn't want to steal any more bikes. The police were onto us.
You think
But,
a
The real
two-seater,
police.
a two-seater would be easy to
They had a whole con system going on. over here.
Eventually, somebody stole the bike, our tandem, and we were reporting it left and right, telling people on campus, hey, if you see a tandem bike, let us know.
Nobody else out here riding
report
tandem with the
it.
boys.
And we eventually got it back, I think like 2 months later. But anyway.
I was actually there when it got stolen. I was. You guys came
we
outside.
made a huge deal about it. Oh, fuck. And then, of course, one time I stole a Einstein Bros golf cart. It was just sitting in the back, had the keys in it, so I helped myself. I brought it back. I promise I brought it back. Probably 30 minutes, 40 minutes later, driving it around campus with the boys, getting in the scrapes. I literally drove it into our dorm.
Like down the
Tried to
hallway.
bring it on the elevator, and it was too big. So I brought it back after I, jumped a few staircases and went up and down some hills. And I
You
brought
are
it
a
back.
nuisance.
That reminded me
Yeah.
when you came back. Remember we did the same thing. I don't know if you were with us. The same thing on Westport. Somebody was picking up trash. So their trash golf cart was out there. I was like, no, they did not make the mistake of leaving that here. So I stole the golf cart down in Westport and was riding all around town. And I was like, yeah, you don't fucking leave keys in a golf cart. But I did bring it back. I was not finna thieve it for real.
Yeah, see, we're good people.
Yeah.
We try to be
That's
good
cool.
people.
Call that joyriding.
Yeah, joyride. Take it for a little spin.
Uh,
Steven, what was the final
Now you gotta
straw?
get to the final straw because this is all a build up to the fucking crescendo, the finale.
well, before that,
Oh, he's got more.
I played rugby too, and we were known for that too. But anyway, there was this one situation where this girl was recording something, and no. My roommate was recording something, and this girl took his phone and threw it down because she was embarrassed about something. Who knows what happened? But
I think they were getting into a little tiff. 2 girls were getting into a fight in the dorm. So our friend Robert literally just got his phone in the mail. It was a brand new phone. I can't even remember what it was. Some kind of Samsung that he just got. So he was over there trying to be sly and record it. That's what it was. And she came over and hit his phone out of his hand.
I missed this whole thing. So I roll up probably after rugby practice or something, and I walk into the room, and Chase hears and sees.
So Steven walked in, everybody's laughing and joking. Robert's pissed because he just got his new phone in the mail and broke. This girl's over here defending herself. It's a real police officer. It was not a security guard. It was a real police officer who's annoyed that he's pretty much dealing with drama. He's not even dealing with police matters. He's just dealing with drama, except for the broken phone was kind of expensive. He's taking notes, and then Robert's telling him, like, he hit my phone out of my hand, and by that time, Steven was already there, and then Robert was like, and then Steven came over, and he looked up, he said, Steven Lomas. Out of everybody, he already knew Steven's name, and he said, and was Dash there? And he already knew that these two, and I am dead laughing. This dude could not have been less interested, just jotting notes, and they got the little flip book, just writing down. Robert's giving the story all, he just couldn't care about being there. He said, Steven Lomas. And he was pissed, and Steven, in front of everybody, ran and dove over a couch, and that just made everybody laugh. And we're just like, this guy's being a fucking idiot.
Yeah, I was trying to run away, and I made a whole show and got caught.
That said, he had already established quite the reputation on campus.
So yeah, word got around that the police were looking for us. Campus security was looking for us. I'm dodging left and right, trying to. I would see them going from building to building looking for us between classes.
I'm just imagining like a Scooby-Doo skit where they're like running through the
They
door.
run in the door, you run out.
You're going out the back door.
So Chase, do you want to tell them why they were looking for me?
Okay, this is what happened. We were there. Me and Steven were there. That's normal that we were there. But then our friend Brad decided to come and show up. So, of course, Steven and Dash were... It was more of a campus tour more than anything.
We took the rights to do a campus tour for them.
Showing us all the ropes, all the shenanigans, all their normal path of destruction that they would go
Quick
through.
tangent. We showed them the sewer drains and all that cool stuff there. We blew off a toilet
Sparkler bomb.
sparkler bomb, and bomb squad came and
In the sewers, because that shit echoed very loudly.
across
The bomb
campus,
squad showed up.
across city. Bomb squad
like,
showed up.
like with shields and all kinds of.
Yeah,
we
it
were
was-
nowhere to be found, of course.
It was legitimately a bomb, but somehow there was like candid footage of the bomb squad rolling up to the sewer that I saw.
That was me.
Yeah. So
I
he-
was recording from inside the dorm. Statute of limitations. Let me remind you.
So see, we're getting what I would like to call a campus tour of all the shenanigans into doors that we're not supposed to be getting into. I think I jumped through a table off the top rope. Steven jumped through the table off the top rope to show me that wrestling
That's
move.
on YouTube somewhere.
And anyway, so we're getting a whole rundown of all the shenanigans, and me and Brad are following Steven and Dash. They're the veterans. They're the campus veterans. And Steven was like, come check out this basement. There's a kitchen down here. There's a kitchen before we get to this basement where I think they would chain up special needs kids, and
in the day.
they would chain them up and make them do like the cafeteria work. And that's why this whole thing got shut down, because there was some inhumane shit going down.
What
And me
made
and-
you think this? You just theorized it, or
I mean, we would talk to people. We talked to
Oh,
old
those
heads.
urban legends.
That's how we learned about the underground trails and stuff.
So he showed us that. So we're already in this spooky kitchen. It was like, check this out. And if you guys have ever played Nazi Zombies, the old Nazi Zombies, you would play a few levels and then you'd have to get to the power. You'd have to turn the power on. It was this huge breaker, like
Industrial
breaker that's like 3 feet, and you flip the switch.
I'm talking Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Industrial.
And so down in the basement, we see this big ass power lever, and we were like, okay, well, obviously,
We're gonna fucking flip
obviously,
Well,
we
hold on, because at this point in time, I was not there.
Steven was pooping. Steven had to go poop, so it was me and Brad down there, and we said, well,
I was in the common area, by the way.
the switch is here. Obviously, we're gonna pull it. Who could look at that switch and not pull it? So me and Brad did a rock, paper, scissors. Yacht, yacht, yacht. Boom. Brad lost. I said, pull that hoe. Brad, chink. The whole power to the whole dorm. Ding, 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 ding.
Meanwhile, I'm in the bathroom. Hey, turn that back on. I'm in here.
Me and Brad are running for our lives through these dark tunnels trying to get out. We make it to outside. We're cracking up. But we didn't know the whole dorm was off. Pure chaos ensued. You could hear inside because the windows were open. You could hear pure chaos going down inside in the dark dorms. What the fuck? You can hear everything going off. So we're just laughing until we start hearing sirens. And we're like, well, hold on. Why are they calling cops and shit? That
That's
seems a
taking
bit
it
dramatic.
way too far.
That seems a bit dramatic. Little did we know that that's tampering in the first degree and it's
Felony.
illegal.
Felony. So that's why the cops were hard and heavy onto me, which I didn't know at that point.
They were onto him because he had already established a reputation as mischievous. So
They assumed I did it.
so we turned off the power. Eventually, they got it back on a few hours later, figured out what happened, and by
Wait,
then
you
we're
left
just
it off?
we're just chilling. We didn't know it was that big of a deal, and so we're just chilling. Eventually, they got it off. Little did we know that next week they were doing an ongoing investigation into the tampering incident
Yeah, so
of South. What was it called? South Yater.
I think something like that.
Yater was a
I got eventually pulled out of class, doing my best to make it to class, first of all, and they're going to pull me out.
Lucky they found you.
They're gonna pull me out.
Take me to this random room where they were interrogating me, put me on a lie detecting test, and I was like, oh, okay, fuck yeah, I bet I didn't do this. I'm about
Because
to
he
pass
knew
with,
in his heart he didn't pull that switch,
I'm about to pass with flying colors.
and he wasn't even there.
Wasn't even there. I was like, oh yeah, dude, I was taking a dookie. It turned off. Matter of fact, I thought someone shut the lights off on me. Anyway, I take the test, and clearly this man said, which one looks like a lie? I said, that one right there, because I told a lie on purpose, and that was the lie was the answer to the question, did you fucking do it?
So
I was
he-
like, wait.
It gets better.
Wait.
So he failed the lie detector test, demanded a redo, demanded a retake.
I wouldn't leave without a retake. Failed again.
He failed 2 lie detector tests.
wait, how do you fail lie
Wait,
detector
is it because
test?
you knew the boys did it?
Something it had to be.
So I
Wow.
legitimately didn't do it, but it got blamed on me. They said, here's what you can do. We can either suspend you indefinitely.
Who gets suspended from college, first and
Yeah,
foremost?
children.
I'm talking
That's
kicked
childish
out
as hell.
of indefinitely and banned, that is. Or
Never to step
I
foot
could,
on campus again.
I could leave and maybe have the opportunity to come back in a few years. So
That's what they do with priests.
I was tired of classes anyway, so I was kind of relieved. I was like, I'm out. But I did finish the rugby season, which was kind of naughty, but I did.
Yeah, that was cool.
Oh, you weren't supposed to, but you did?
Correct. I played. We went to nationals for the first time, and I played, and I wasn't supposed to.
Yeah. Statute of limitations.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was funny.
Yeah, what a whirlwind of events your college experience was. That was like, you were only there for like a year and a half, right? Something like that?
A semester, dog. Not even.
That was all in a semester. It was all in like
a couple months.
couple
That was like 2
months.
months.
Here's shenanigans, dude. I remember when I went to UCM, it was the time of my life.
Oh my
So
God, this is
fun.
gonna be a 30-second story. I felt so bad using my authority to get into the art building. He was like, "Hey, what are you guys doing here?" He was like, "Oh, isn't there a class going on tonight?" No. I was like, "Oh, well, it's campus security. Let me in." Anyway,
You tried one technique, it didn't work,
yeah.
so you went to the next technique.
Yeah.
And they're like,
There's a
"Oh,
class
okay."
tonight. No, there's not. Well, I'm campus security. anyways.
But anyway, I went in there and there was this beautiful, I'm talking like Aladdin rub the lamp piece. It was undone. It was in the drawing room. I picked it up because it was just
No.
intricate. Like it was detailed, finely detailed. I picked
No,
it up.
don't
The
tell me.
handle broke, dropped on the floor,
Foreshadow.
shattered. I said, "Let's go, boys. We got to go. It's not here. Investigation's over."
You broke
we
somebody.
left.
Hey, if you were at UCM in the fall of 2011, no. This was spring of 2012.
I don't know.
If you were at
Yep.
UCM at the spring of 2012 and you had an art project that got shattered,
Beautiful little lamp.
If you had a beautiful lamp that mysteriously was broken,
You may qualify for compensation.
hit us up because that is fucking
I
interesting.
want to have you on the show.
Yeah, that's fucking funny. Because
I-
I've been hearing about the story and
They're
I've
gonna
always
come here
wondered.
and kill you. That was the last word. You were just talking about how
I
beautiful it was.
flunked college because
Yeah.
of
Like,
that.
this is the most beautiful work of art
This
I've
is
ever
towards
seen.
the ass
Ruined
end
my
of the
life.
semester, so that was
Now I
like
live
a
in Skid
semester-long
Row.
project they were doing, and it was literally they're about to let it dry, stain, paint, be
paint it.
You're a
done.
dirtbag.
Yeah, that's
Let-
worse than everything you've done at
Let us know the ramifications. Well, that was an accident. Let us know the ramifications. I don't know why I count myself in the story. Like I feel guilty.
But yeah, I could go on and on about the UCM
I don't know if I
days.
have any kind of story to follow up with that.
Oh, not only that, when you were with us, whenever we would go visit Steven, we had this technique. For one, we skipped class one day to make a 15-foot tall snowman, and that was in the school newspaper.
That made the newspaper.
And that was incredible. We had to start climbing the tree to put the head on and stuff. And so we started building a snowman outside of one of the lunchrooms, the mess halls, whatever they call it, cafeterias. We started building a snowman. And before you know it, we can't stop. The base is literally like as tall as us, 6 feet tall. And we were like, this is incredible. So by that point, it had been like 3 hours. Everybody missed class. There was like 8 of us. So we just spent the whole day making a snowman that got onto the school newspaper. Later that spring, when the tree is full of foliage and back
Hold
to
on,
its thick.
before that, we started a damn near campus-wide snowball fight.
Yep.
At that point.
That was fun. We were just starting shit. People would come out and we would just ambush them and they would have fun.
Yep,
Remember.
100%.
Once that tree, that same tree that we would use to climb and build a snowman, once it was springtime and full of luscious foliage, we would all hide in it.
We'd
and
wait till the evening.
wait until the evening when it was twilight, a lovely sunset, and just dark enough that our positions could be concealed. We would have 10 of us, at least 8 to 10 of us, hiding scattered throughout a tree, so nobody could see us there.
trees.
And as soon as some people would walk out of the lunchroom,
An unsuspected victim.
we would hoot and holler and we would go full-blown chimpanzee and start shaking every single branch on a tree, and these people would jump out of their boots and shit their pants. They would get so scared, and it was fucking hilarious. So we'd go
Yep.
full-blown monkey on unsuspecting victims.
Yeah, we did a lot of stuff. We could go on and
A
on.
lot of
dude.
shenanigans, dude. The only thing, so I went to Missouri State. I didn't go to where Steven went. And like one of my favorite pastimes, we had a buddy. We would go out drinking. We had a buddy that worked at Jimmy John's, and
Yeah.
he had the night shift. So the bars closed at 1, and we would call him up, knowing he was out delivering sandwiches. Hey, give us a ride home, and this, that, and third. So he would come pick up me and my buddy, and we're just drunk. We had a bar there that was 25-cent wells. Tell me we would walk up with a handful of quarters.
Not the laundry money,
Grab like 40 drinks and just get sloshed.
not
dude.
$10.
Yeah, less, like probably like 5 for 2.
Damn.
It was insane. And then so he would come pick us up. We'd be riding in there. We'd like take his Jimmy John's hat and shirt, put them on, and fucking be stumbling, dropping people's food, and delivering, knocking on people's door. Bang, bang, bang. They'd fucking be freaking out like Jimmy John's delivery.
Jimmy John's.
One point he took us. He was like, "Hey, before I drop you guys off at the house, I got to go back to the store and pick up some stuff." So we'd go to the store. We'd be back there answering phone calls, taking people's orders at 1:30 in the morning.
Hey, that's what happens when you let a
Fucking
bunch of college kids run your store.
slapping mayonnaise and all kinds, making sandwiches. Like, we don't know the recipes. We're just throwing random shit together.
That is genius.
That is good. That's good.
Yeah, and then it
Genius.
got to the point, like, we became cool with the manager. We'd just show up without quitting. They'd make us free sandwiches, give us chips. We'd be chilling in there for, a good 30, 45 minutes after the bars closed, getting free food. Every time, free food. We'd go out 4 or 5 nights a week. Every night, free food.
And you never felt like you were abusing that privilege.
Oh, no, dude. I loved it.
Yeah.
But I did abuse it,
Yeah.
for sure.
Connor, what's the craziest thing you did during your college or life?
He missed a class, I think, is what it was.
Dork.
No, I fucked around.
Was there
Now we're
shenanigans in your neck
talking.
of the woods?
Oh, brother. I mean, I was at UCM too. It's a breeding ground for tomfoolery.
Fuckery.
Call it
Yeah.
what do they call
Debauchery.
it? Dirty
The
Mo?
dirty bird.
Dirty Berg.
Oh yeah, that's a breeding ground for tomfoolery.
Yep.
I had a ton of fun. I mean,
Or Thomas, if you're not really.
my
casual
statute of
with them.
limitations aren't up.
Oh.
And so I'm no. I'm trying to think.
Were you guys ever there at the same time or no?
I think for a week.
I
I was
did.
there 2012.
Yeah, had to.
I wasn't. I didn't make it that far.
I think you were there spring of 2012.
Was I? Okay.
Yeah.
So there's some overlap because I knew Dash. So
Oh,
my
yeah?
buddies knew Dash. Yeah. And I
Was
like,
he
you know
living in the
Steven.
dorm or living in an apartment?
I'm not sure. Apartment probably.
That was post me then.
Right. But I was like, you know Steven. He was like, I know fucking Steven. Oh man, dude.
How did he not get kicked out with you? Sorry.
Because he passed the lie detecting test.
Oh, because he wasn't there at all. I
Correct.
had no idea about it. Okay. Sorry.
No, you're good. I used to work at Pizza Hut. I loved working at Pizza Hut.
I never knew that.
Oh yeah, I
Wow.
love. Well, my buddy Spencer, my roommate Spencer, like was the only responsible college student I knew. Like, boy became a manager at Pizza Hut in like 3 months. He
Well,
was like
yeah.
running the bitch. He graduated in like 5 years with his master's. When I had my bachelor's, he had his master's already.
Oh, what
Yeah.
a bitch.
He's a freak. Shout out Spencer, I love you. So no, I worked at Pizza Hut, and I would know where the parties were at after I got done
Hey.
working.
Because they would deliver.
Well, and I just knew I was in the know. And
Yeah.
so let's say I was working. Pizza Hut has a thing where you prep a bunch of dough for the day. And if you don't use the stuff at the end, you got to throw it away 'cause it's not good for the next day. So I would have like 15 doughs that were ready to go. And I'm like, who am I but a humble servant?
to the will of the people.
To the will of the people, I would make every one of those pizzas. I was like, they're getting thrown away. I was like, I would whip up 15 Zaz, throw them
Fuck
through the
yeah.
thing,
Yes, dude.
go to the house party as a freshman.
You would never not be invited.
Exactly.
Yes.
Correct.
Go to the house party, hella Zaz. They're like, Pizza Hut! They would go nuts. I would carry that bitch in and like,
Be the
I would
fucking
park the
hero.
Red Sea, bro.
Dude.
It was like shoulder to shoulder and I would move
That is
people.
so
They
aside.
would think
cool.
you were just cool pizza guy. Little did they know
Correct.
that you were actually hung like a fucking horse.
Little did they know.
Did you ever make it to
On
one of
top
the?
of that,
Did you ever make it to one of the ABC parties?
Yeah.
How did you come dressed?
I know what ABC parties
Robe.
are.
I rocked the robe.
Anything but clothes.
Yeah, anything but clothes.
Oh.
I mean, there'd be tape,
Yep.
lingerie looking uniforms, outfits, whatever
they
you want to
doing?
call.
Dude, the UCM
I only
party
went to
scene
one.
was awesome. I loved it.
Yeah.
Like you would be in the dorms, you'd hear little rumblings of like, and it would be like boom, 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 and you would go there. It was a blast. I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was probably the best time of my life.
Yeah,
See,
same.
Springfield, we
Fun-wise.
didn't, the like house parties weren't like off the chains. Like there was a couple like good ones. Frat parties kind of sucked. But the bar scene there was wild. Like we just had some crazy bars. I mean, 25-cent drinks, people were getting fucking dumb.
Yeah.
People getting real
That
dumb.
almost makes it too, because college kids already have a problem not handling their alcohol. Making 25-cent drinks, that's just like Jesus, dude.
Yeah.
Dumbest thing I did there, I worked at the biggest bar. It was called the Garage at the time.
Oh, hell
And
yeah.
it was like 4 buildings. It was huge. And we would have a thing on homecoming. It was called Breakfast of Champions, where literally we would get there at like 7 a.m. and then drink all day. And the whole slogan was, you can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning.
Oh,
So
fuck, baby.
right. So I worked at the bar. I was a bartender. I worked, dude, I was a bouncer there and I worked my way up and I loved that job
Hey.
so much. Dude, it was the greatest time. And I attended Breakfast of Champions and had some drinks at 7 a.m. all day. And then I had to work that night.
Damn.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I showed up turned.
That
What
is
was you,
too-
security, or what was you at that time?
I was behind the bar.
You were
were-
making
She
the drink.
immediately spotted me. She was like,
Go
No,
home,
no, no,
Roger.
no.
She's like, Connor, you're fired. And I was like, fuck. For real?
Off one day.
Dang.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, you seen me. I've been here all day. You've
Right.
seen what I've been getting into.
Right. No, I got fired there
Damn.
for getting 2
She
turns
wasn't
up
dealing
there
with
for
none of that.
VOC, Breakfast Champions.
I got a couple little stories. One is more so cool than stupid, followed by stupid.
Oh, are we doing cool?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of stupid that us young, dumb idiots were hosting lunch and learns in front of a bunch of professionals, real estate agents.
Well,
For those of you who don't know what that is,
Yeah.
so we would go, when we were running the movie company together, we would set up lunches for whole real estate offices. We would come there and spit game, and we thought we had to be professional, so we would start off. I remember for the first 30 seconds of the first one, we were professional, and then we realized, hold on, these motherfuckers is homies. All right, they're down. So then we started being ourselves. But what we would go is we would go and we would sell our movie company. We'd say, quit fucking around. If you recommend any other movie company to your clients, you're fucking up. And people
doing
would be
them a
like, yeah.
disservice.
Yeah, people would be like, fuck yeah, okay, bet. So we would take them good food and flirt with them and then get more moves.
So imagine.
But we're young men. We were like 20. Well, I was like
we were
20
wearing
when we
polos
started.
and jeans, looking nice. Come on.
Yeah.
We would look nice, but imagine a bunch of ragtags socially interacting with a bunch of corporate, just,
They
Professional.
don't laugh.
Very
They don't laugh
professional.
at work. You know. They don't.
until
we show
we
up.
force it out of them.
Yep.
We would literally do our presentation. We say, hey, we got food for you. That shit's good. Make sure you dig in. Please, we bring them food if they didn't dig in. But anyway,
And I would tell them, seriously, no seconds, because I'm taking all these leftovers home because I'm
just
poor. And they
cracking
would like that
jokes,
shit.
making them loosen up, going around.
That's enough. Put some of that back. I'm taking this home. Put some of that back.
And yeah, it seemed unprofessional, but it was us making a new type of professional, which I thought was pretty dang cool. But stupid, but
fun.
but
Those were
cool.
always
And
fun.
then we've just only descended from there.
Yeah.
we did a bunch of those.
Gotten worse.
Accurate.
But dumb story, stupid story.
What's Chase got? Chase has just been a part 2, not what is one of yours.
Well, Chase was a part of this one too.
All right, send it.
One thing that doesn't mix is box truck, ice storm, and midnight, and no sleep, and stupid people, and half blind. That equation amounts to this story. So we had just literally been working probably 2 days straight. We went out of town, drive, load, drive back. And
No. We flew.
Flew?
Yeah.
So a lot of driving. We had, it was a U-Haul probably with a vehicle attached to it we were towing.
On a trailer.
I'm driving, trying to be careful, but kind of in a hurry because I was deathly tired. And this next event woke me up completely. So we were driving into an ice storm, and I didn't notice it getting icy. It just looked wet.
We
raining.
didn't know it was an ice storm until we got home, and I had like 10 people. They were like, "You just drove through that? It was all over the news." I was like, "Yeah, it was pretty fucking bad." Now that I'm thinking about it, it
So
was in the middle of Kansas. We're driving home from Phoenix back to Kansas City, so we're in the middle of Kansas.
I'm driving probably a little faster than I should, probably a little closer to a semi than I should. And then I noticed the vehicle just start doing this number. I'm like, oh no. Chase, wake up, look at this. Hey, look at this shit,
I'm over
Chase.
here. I'm on Steven's other side, but I'm dead asleep like this number, and he wakes me up, and I wake up. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So
Freaks out.
I'm looking in the mirror, and I see the car that we're towing. And I'm like, that's a weird angle. And I look, and it's right here next to me. And I'm like, oh, there's
Imagine going down the road like this in a box truck full of people's belongings and their vehicle.
and their car facing kind of backwards right next to me out my window.
You were going down the road in a V.
and a
like
jackknife.
this.
Yes, and gaining quickly on a semi that's probably going 15 miles an hour. And I'm like, Chase, look at this
Gentle
shit.
as can be.
Look at this shit.
I woke.
My heartbeat was almost negative. I was so deathly tired. And then it went.
Whenever I
fast.
woke up, it was this. Chase, look. Chase, look. It was 5 turns to the right. Look, dog. 5 turns to the
Look
left.
at this shit.
Calm as can be. Look at this shit, dog. 5 turns to the right. Chase, fucking
Hey,
wake
hurry
up
up,
and look at
hurry
this
up,
shit,
buckle
dog.
up, hurry up.
Look at this shit, dog. 5 turns back to the right. Calm as can be. We went yink.
Yeah. I thought for
We did
sure.
that like 6 times. It was
You
like
said, "Look at
6
this
back and forth, dude. I'm like,
I thought for sure my biggest fear was hitting the semi in front of us. Luckily, by the grace of, we stopped in time, and I'm like, all right, damn, that was fun. Kept driving. She's like, what the fuck are you doing? Pull over. I'm like, oh yeah, fuck. So we pulled over, went to sleep, woke up to 2 inches thick of ice everywhere.
dude.
And it was
We
like,
almost
yeah.
got stuck in the parking lot because we couldn't even get out because we're towing this car.
Correct.
And it was, and then we get home and we're unload. Back in Kansas City, it was nice weather. We get home to unload. I go back to talk to my family. They were like, you drove through that shit. It was all over the
That
Doppler.
wasn't shit.
Yeah, that was fucking hilarious and
I
terrifying.
had a similar story.
You remember whenever I came and moved with you guys?
Didn't you wreck the truck? First things first.
Steven
wouldn't-
let Connor drive, and we were young. We shouldn't have been driving, let alone letting
Sober,
somebody.
not
This
tired
is
during
pre our
the
company,
daytime.
before our company.
So this boy, we usually do the driving. We shouldn't be doing the driving either, but we can handle it, so we do it. Connor coming as confident as can be.
Hey,
Talking
let me
about,
drive the truck.
Let me drive the Penske. Yeah.
Bet it up, yeah.
Oh,
fucking-
fuck yeah.
I was
We're
like,
just
I got
going to
this
what,
shit.
2 miles down the road?
Yeah,
Easy peasy.
If I had known that our boss was gonna well, I mean, it was already telltale signs, but I'm young and naive, that he was such a fuck, I would have let Connor drive way earlier. Fuck that guy.
Dude, yeah, no. So I'm going through a neighborhood. And I
Yeah,
thought the
man.
truck was tall, bro. It was a big truck.
These trucks are like 13 feet tall.
And I was on the proper side of the road, not knowing that they let trees be that low.
Yeah.
I didn't know you had to drive in the middle to stay away from the tree branches.
yeah.
No,
You
I
had to do
wrecked
the
that
wrong
bitch.
thing to do the right thing.
I wrecked that fucking thing. I took the whole top corner.
The whole top
Peel the
corner.
top back.
like a fucking can opener. Just peeled that bitch open.
He pulls up to the warehouse. What was we staying at? It was a warehouse.
Yeah.
Yep.
To work anyway, and we're just like, what the fuck, Connor?
Y'all
you
were in the
stupid
truck.
mother. I wasn't.
I wasn't.
No, you drove by yourself.
You were in the truck.
Yeah,
I
Was
wasn't.
one of you
You were in
fuckers
the
was
truck.
in the
I
truck.
was in the car.
Hold on, because we always tell it from different point of views. Now I don't know which one of you
these
was
guys
mine.
was in the truck.
You were in the truck, and I was like, I was young, so I was blaming you. I was like, why the fuck would you let him drive? But yeah, it makes perfect sense. It makes as much sense as everything else. I don't know why.
I didn't collect my money for that day, and I didn't hear anything about it.
We had your back, Connor.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
fuck that guy,
God,
Connor.
dude,
You're good.
I have a similar story with the little jackknife maneuver. So I was driving we did an unload. I was driving a rental truck, and I was towing a car. We got to the unload, so no car. Car came off, right? We had a guy that worked for us named Gene. I said, Gene, hey, hook back up the
That's
the
where you
trailer.
messed up. That's where you messed up.
Bully Gene, I feel like
That's where you messed up.
No,
So-
he brought
so-
it on himself.
Gene hooks up the trailer. Me and my fucking stupid self didn't double check his work
Yep.
per usual.
That's
You have
all
to double
you.
check everything he does. I'm driving down the highway, right? Going, highway speed, 60, 65. Going like this, looking, just everything's normal. And then I look in my mirror. I say, damn, that car wasn't that far back before. They're like way back. They're like hundreds of feet. And I'm like, they're going kind of slow. What the fuck are they? What's going on? Driving down the road. And then I look at this side, look in this mirror, don't see nothing. Keep going. Look back in this one, and I see the fucking car dolly swinging across the mirror, sparks flying,
Getting drugged by chains.
getting jogged by the chain. He luckily had hooked up the chains, but the hitch, the ball that goes on the ball is on the ground, just dragging sparks flying, rock chips. I was like, oh
Damn.
shit.
The cars behind you had stopped. They were like, fuck this
Had
guy.
stopped in the middle of the road. And I'm talking like, dude, it
Oh.
was like movie scene when metal's getting drug on road and it's like almost looks like fire.
Yeah.
I was like, oh fuck. And I'm by myself. So I had to pull over, and then eventually cars creep by, everyone's staring at me. I'm back there looking. I'm trying to pick up this car dolly by myself. Couldn't pick it up, had to call some people, was waiting for like an hour to come pull up and help me pick this thing up to reattach it.
God damn, dude.
Entrepreneurship, baby.
Oh yeah, dude. That
Young and dumb.
that was during our tenure at Let's Get Moving.
Yeah.
Fuck. I got a dumb one. I got
Oh,
another
I gotta
good
hear
one.
this.
So at our high school, it was in high school. At our high school, you remember we had the reserved spot for like whoever the honor roll kid was by the
There
stairs.
was that? Okay. Yeah.
There was like a reserved parking spot for like the best student of that semester, whatever. So like that kid would always get to school early and park in a better spot, and I would get to school late generally and park in his spot because it was right by the stairs. And so there was one time I parked in there a lot, and they were like, if you park here again, we're going to revoke your parking pass. You can't park on campus anymore. And I was like, whatever. And so it was when the guys were Chase and Dylan, or Preston and Dylan, and them were going to college. And we had a party at Dylan's house that night. And I woke up super late, drove to school super late.
Spot was open.
Spot was open. So I parked there, and I got called to the office. And I was like, I already know. I already know what's going down. So my sister hadn't gone to college yet, and my mom was at home. And I lived like a couple blocks from the
you were great.
I was so close, and I was like, I called my mom, and I was like, I need you and Morgan.
Come get my car,
Dude, I went
now.
Yep, I went to the bathroom. I was like, I need you and Morgan to come up to the school right now and come move my car to a different parking spot. Like, da-da-da-da. They're gonna revoke my parking pass. I need you to do this right now. Yes. And so I stayed in the bathroom for like 5 more minutes. She was like, all right, we're in. And so then I started slowly walking. And as I like walked into the principal's office, buying time, walked in the principal's office, she was like, it's done, it's moved. And I was like, great.
Yes.
So I walked into Colvin's office.
He was like, fuck. All right, listen, tangent. Fuck this dude, Josh Colvin. I will say his name. I'm not even joking, dude. This is, okay, 99% of my high school experience, I look back and I'm like, yeah, I was a fuck. Just doing the wrong things, no guidance, no discipline. The interactions with this guy, fuck this guy. This dude was out to get me, and he was a fucking cock, dude. I'm not even joking. So I met somebody. I went to work with my uncle. This is like 30 seconds. I went to work with my uncle, and my uncle was a used textbook sales. He would buy textbooks. Anyways, long story. He worked with a bunch of college professors, at a bunch of universities and colleges. And then I went to work with him one day. Long story short, this guy was like, oh, who's this? My uncle's like, that's my nephew. He was like, oh, where do you go to school? He's like, I went to Park Hill. He's like, oh, you go to Park Hill. Do you know somebody named Josh Colvin? And I was like, yeah, he's one of the administrators there. And he was like, oh, I got my master's or something. I got my master's with him. And he was like, I was like, he had a weird look. Like I was like, what's up? You know, he was like, yeah, that guy sucks. And so like, even in a professional capacity,
yeah,
this dude sucked, dude. He was mean. I look back and like I told you, I was not in the right 90% of the time. With him, he was just a dick. Anyways, moving on. What'd Colvin say?
Well, he was built like one. He looked like one. I never had any bad run-ins, but I was like, all right. But he was like Mr. fucking douche to me. He was like, Mr. Sheen, you probably know why you're here. I was like, no. No, I don't.
Not a clue.
I don't know why I'm here. And he was like, well, how about we go take a look at where you're parked? I was like, let's.
You show me. And honestly, please, can you show me? I don't know where my car is.
I want to be super clear. I was at a party the night before, and I had wiped off permanent marker from my face. They had drawn on my face. So I had like
that's good stuff.
Remnants of permanent marker glasses and a mustache drawn on my face. I didn't look great because I didn't shower. I knew I smelled like not $1 million. So we're walking out there, and he beelines it for the reserve spot, and it's empty.
Yeah. He's like, oh. And then he's like 4'5", so you said.
Dude, when I tell you this guy was so perplexed because obviously they had seen my car there and now it's gone and I couldn't have moved it. And he was just like, what the fuck? He goes, well, how about you take me to it? And I was like, I didn't figure out where it was.
Yeah.
I didn't
I would say, no, that's not my responsibility.
Well, so I was like, all right, yeah. And so,
bet.
I was on a hill and I looked at the lower lot. I didn't see it out there. So I knew it had to be in this other parking lot. Mm-hmm. And I just start hitting the alarm on my keys. And then it went off and I was like, boom, right there. That's where we're at. We're parked right there. I was what's up? Why'd you pull me out of class? I was like, I'm eager to learn. You're wasting my time. And he was just like dumbfounded. And I was like, dude, please just try not to waste my time anymore.
Oh my God. Dude,
I love that.
That is so cool.
School?
Well, hold on, because that story was brought to you by Blue Clover. Your one-stop shop for all things real estate.
Anything and everything real estate needs. Connor is a real estate transaction gangster. If you have any questions looking to buy, sell, you need help with some sort of creative solution for your real estate issues.
I find creative solutions per that last story.
As you can tell. Just don't worry about the other stupid stuff.
All jokes aside, I do help people buy and sell properties.
This is all in the past. Now, professional, good.
Yeah, great.
All right, and we'll blur out his name because I don't feel bad because he was a cock, but we'll blur out his name.
Oh, I'm not doing all that.
Yeah, let's do the
fuck
most.
you then.
We're going to write it in.
Yeah.
would've
Dude, I'm
added
not
in
even joking.
text.
I'm not even joking. Reflecting back, I have over a decade to reflect back on all the interactions. And yeah, he was just mean.
He had to have been like an involuntary cuck or something.
Not the involuntary.
And he just took
He
it.
was just mad.
Well, hold on, because
Yeah.
I have a stupid story for you, Chase.
Let's hear it.
Can you tell?
Let's hear it.
Can you tell them about your old license plate?
Yeah. So the British Broadcasting Corporation is it's pretty much my only
Excellent radio station.
news station. That's where I get my news.
BBC.
Yeah, BBC. That's where I get my news. That's where I get my, current events, my updates. My they even got some crime documentaries, docudramas that I watch.
Solid news station.
What happens after dark?
So the BBC, I just am such an avid fan of BBC that I got BBC for me, M-E, on my license plate. And it was a custom license plate that I paid $70 to get. BBC for me. Little did I learn after the fact that BBC also stands for something else
You guys could put 1 and 2 and 3 together.
that
Yeah.
has nothing to do with news, media, shows, TV.
Yeah.
So I'm driving around with BBC for me on my license plate just because my friends said, no, the fuck you won't get that. So I got it. I had that for multiple years. I got one story. So one
Hold on.
time,
The best part about that was
okay, I ran a moving company and I would have to go do in-home estimates for people.
he was embarrassed about the license plate.
I would have to go do in-home estimates for customers. I was representing Let's Get Moving. These guys would be out working their asses off in the field.
In his
I was
Dodge Stratus.
I'm supposed to be upholding my end of the bargain, running the damn business from behind the desk, being the front man for all of our operations, getting the moves. I would go do in-home estimates, which is where I would meet the customer. One time I went to this really rich customer's house, and it's fine because normally I just show up at their house, talk to them, get an inventory, try to sell our business, and then go home, and that's it. This customer was incredibly rich. His very nice house, very fancy. His wife was there, their nanny was there, their kid was there. There was everything fancy and nice about them. He said, hey, the new house we're having built is just a couple of blocks away. Do you have the address? Let me follow you there. I'm like, why would you follow me? I'm like, no. I might get lost. I'll follow you. No, it's good in the GPS. I'll follow you.
Chase would park like 1, 2 houses down and walk up to the house just so they wouldn't see his license plate.
So I had this customer follow me. Halfway through the drive, I'm like, oh, my fucking license plate says BBC for me, and I'm just embarrassed and self-conscious. Luckily, that guy did say something. He was literally asking me, what is BBC for me? So I just had to tell him the explanation I just told you
It's
guys.
not what you think.
The British
But it was what he
broadcast-
thought.
It is
He
exactly.
did get it.
Yeah.
He did get
Got
it,
it
but you
for
had to
that reason.
divert
Hey,
him.
Chase, what's BBC for me mean?
Oh, he knew.
And he was just looking at me. I'm like, fuck, we're not getting this move.
Yeah.
No, we got that move.
Hey.
So I've got a horror story. Not a horror story, but most of our shenanigans were innocent and lighthearted and fun and didn't bother people. This story, I'm ashamed to admit, was not good and was me being more of a nuisance than I should have been. I would go to my best friend in high school, other than Steven, was a wrestler, and he would have tournaments. They would have school tournaments, but they'd have a lot of tournaments that he would just wrestle at it was not for the school. He would just wrestle. And so for those tournaments, you couldn't be on the mat unless you were a coach. So he would sign me up as his coach.
Keep in mind, this man did not need a coach.
He did not need a coach. He would just run these tournaments, and I would be his coach during these tournaments.
He was good.
And sometimes I would wear a suit, and literally whatever the other coach was yelling, I would yell. I don't know anything about wrestling. Head position, sprawl, cut him, sprawl. And I would just be yelling, and this dude would get so mad that I'm yelling exactly what they're yelling verbatim. And one time he had a wrestling tournament do I say it? I don't want to say it. At a high school nearby, and I had to go number 2. And
Yes.
I had to go number
Yes,
2
this
badly.
story.
And there was this girl there who was his girlfriend at the time, I think, my friend's girlfriend at the time. And we were just walking in the bathroom, and I was like, yo, watch this. I thought it would be funny and cool. I went into their like home ec room, home economics. There was like band saws, table saws. Like you could tell like this is where they built shit and did shit. They had a toilet up on like a pedestal that you could tell they were like disassembling. I know,
bro.
I know. That they were like
Chase.
disassembling. It wasn't hooked up to the water or anything.
bro.
Granted, this is on a Friday evening. And I can only imagine that thing sat there and marinated all weekend. So I know. This is not something I'm proud of, but it is funny.
No, it's not funny. It's stupid.
It's stupid.
Were you in your coaching get-up? Please, for the sake of the story.
No, I wasn't in a suit, like a 3-piece suit, taking a shit on this but she's over at the door, like peeing her pants, laughing.
She watched you.
Yeah, she watched me take a shit into this toilet.
What'd you wipe with?
I can't remember. Oh, I had her bring me paper towels. They were over in the corner by a sink. I had her bring me paper towels.
You're sitting on the toilet on this pedestal. Go
It's on a big pedestal, like almost like a stage that's like 2 feet off the ground. You could tell they had been like tinkering with it, figuring out how a toilet works, all that. And I took a shit into this staged prop toilet, and I felt bad. After some time went by, I was like, that was kind of funny, but then somebody had to deal with it, and I felt like shit. I'm not gonna lie. I felt
It sat there for over the weekend.
It had to have.
Janitor or teacher came by Monday morning.
Yeah.
Fucking surprised. Did you at least close the lid?
I closed the lid. I felt so
I've
bad.
never preyed on people's downfalls. I pray on both your downfalls from this podcast. I hope whoever owned that piece of art that you broke,
Yeah.
I hope she comes and decapitates
up.
you
Hit me
like
up.
Highlander.
Yeah.
And I hope that janitor
There's a non-zero chance that the person, somebody who had that class first period Monday morning home ec is also the person who made that art. That's like
there is a world.
That is possible. But yeah, I took a shit in that toilet, and I that is one thing. Like most of our shenanigans were innocent and lighthearted and actually had no effect, but you know that did, and I'm sorry for that one. But it was funny at the time.
Yeah. He tells this story. It comes up a couple times a year, and I laugh every time.
Yeah, that was a.
Desi, we got anything from the chat?
Not many questions. We've got the same question of.
Not,
Let's start. Smash, 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 pass.
well, hold on. How do you know it's not?
But wait, but then it was smash, smash, pass, pass.
Oh,
Then it says socks and sandals gotta go.
Nah.
Fuck you, I'm keeping them.
Wow, Blakeson looks really different.
Wow, Blakeston got 10 times longer.
Like the first question's always where's Blakeson, but that one.
Yeah.
That
Why am I
is-
mad that a dude said pass?
Someone put nice socks.
You guys like that shit?
Not assuming it's a guy.
You guys.
It's 100% a guy, isn't it? Was
You
it a
guys,
guy?
we have we've
Right.
got an unlimited amount of stupid
yeah, we could go on
stories.
for
so
literal ever, and we've been going for how long are we at?
we're at like 50 minutes.
Yeah, we gotta go.
We gotta wrap this thing up. If you guys have any stories, any funnies, put it in the comments so we can laugh at your stupidity, just like you
Yep.
laughed at our stupidity, and we'll make the world go round better in a much more entertained way.
Again, this podcast is brought to you by Blue Clover Investments. Connor Sheen is the absolute real estate transaction gangster of all of us. So he is helping us find houses to flip and a commercial space to start our dream gym. So he handles all things transaction real estate wise. If you have any questions or real estate questions that need answered, hit him up. We'll have a link in the description.
There's a
Look,
link
if
in
you-
the
if
description
you
if you're on
are-
YouTube. If you're watching clips on the TikTok or anywhere else, there's a link in our bio. You can click that link, fill it out. If you don't even know, if you know you want to get into real estate, don't even know where to begin, hit him up. Get a little 10-minute
Yeah,
conversation.
15. You can call me. I'll talk to you for 15 minutes no matter what. I help
Free
people
charge.
find real estate agents. If you want to buy a house, if you want to sell a house, if you're an investor looking for a property, everything in between. I
you're a
do
real
a
estate
handful of
agent.
things, but I have a real big network here in Kansas
Looking
City.
for a dream home, looking to make some money through real estate like we are, this man can help you out.
They hit me up and they needed a flip. I found them 2 flips. You know, I do everything.
He has another one on the
Commercial,
way.
Residential. I'll point you in the right direction.
Awesome.
sir.
And we get a cut of that, which is the best part, because that's going to go towards opening the gym.
Dream gym. Hit him up. Use him and abuse him. Love you guys.
Love you. Bye.